Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pacific Pokemon Podcast, where we talk about Pokemon with a focus on VGC. This week, we've got tons to discuss. Loads of tournament coverage. The Mewtwo event has started up. Quite a bit more coming down. So, if you like what we do, help us out by liking the video and clicking that subscribe button down below. Over that way, actually. Yeah, that way. Anyway, it really helps us out a lot. I'm Lindsay. My Pokemon choice of this week is Dipplin, because Dipplin's amazing. Dipplin! Coming soon to a Switch near you. DLC, and I'm extremely hyped for DLC Pokemon. Dipplin is my number one choice for what I'm going to use first and test out with a bunch of strategies that I look forward to utilizing.
And I'm Bambi, and my Pokemon of the week is in the trend with Regulation E Pokemon. I'm going to go with Blood Moon Ursaluna.
Ooh, beautiful choice.
And the reason why is I just really hope it's also a really good Goldengo counter.
That would be nice. Oh man, have you looked into much of the available leaked information on it at all yet?
Has the typing been released since I last looked?
Officially, I don't think they've released it, but data miners have found the information.
What is it?
It is a normal steel type.
Okay, that's
unfortunately not a good Goldengo counter either.
Why? What does Goldengo have other than Focus Blast?
Well, not in that manner, but simply that Goldengo is a steel ghost type, so normal and steel don't do much by default with its stat. You know.
Oh, it's gonna be a Terra War. That's all I'm saying.
Fair, yeah. That I'll agree with, definitely. And it probably can counter Goldengo really well. It
can just be a good swap in. It'll be a good pivot.
Yeah, and it's defensively a great choice against Goldengo. I mean, Steel and Normal is actually exactly the best defensive counter to Goldengo. You're immune to the Shadow Ball. You resist the Make It Rains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I hear you there. That's a good one, actually. It's a great defensive counter, for sure.
Please be faster by 5 points, or please be at least the same speed.
I think it's actually 5 points faster, if I remember right.
Oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 55 speed?
Mm-hmm. It's 5 points faster.
Perfect.
It has 20 in special attack. So it's lower in special attack. I think it's 5 points into speed, 5 points into attack, and 5 points into HP. Or something like that. Up from regular Ursaluna. From special attack.
Oh, from special attack?
Yeah, right? They dropped the stat that nobody was looking at anyway.
Okay, cool. That works out. So this Pokemon is going to be just basically a little bit more of a meta pick for this generation, I feel.
Yeah.
It's going to also be able to swap into Fluttermane, which is...
really good Fluttermane counter.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really cool Assault Vest Pokemon.
Definitely. I'm curious to see what adjustments to its moveset they might give it.
Because the thing is, if it's 5 points stronger, that means that it is a Steel type on par with Landorus T.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Steel type on par with Landorus Therian, on par with... almost on par with Haxorus and Chandelure in their damage outputs, respectively, etc. It's gonna be a Steel type with so much damage, and a super strong normal type. If this thing gets full punch,
it's game over for Fluttermane.
Oh dear, if it does, my goodness, if it gets any priority move that can hit Fluttermane, Fluttermane is gone.
If this thing gets quick attack, goodbye to Fairy Fluttermane.
Yeah. Goodbye to any Terra Fluttermane. Because even Terra Grass, etc. would be.
Oh man, imagine if it gets E-Speed.
I doubt that, but Yo, that would be wild.
Like, okay, but it's like it's supposed to be like the cold steel killer version of the bear, right?
Sure. I mean,
So it's the faster bear, right?
when I saw the image of Blood Moon Ursaluna, the first thought that I had in my mind was, "Oh, cool! They gave us Cocaine Bear."
Yeah, for real. That movie is like more than a meme in our world right now.
They gave us Cocaine Bear in
It's even got like
Pokemon.
the cracked out eyes.
It really does though. Like it's so wild. I'm excited for that Pokemon too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that thing's gonna be nuts. Obviously DLC is upcoming very, very soon.
Is it releasing on that day?
Blood Moon Ursaluna, you mean?
Yeah, this next DLC on
Yeah, it
Wednesday.
comes with the next DLC. It's available in the DLC.
I'm going to do nothing else but that day, but shiny hunt that Ursulina form.
I have heard that it is extremely difficult to encounter, that you actually can only encounter it in the overworld as it is, and that you cannot evolve Ursaring into it.
That
That's
is
what I've
more than
heard.
okay with me.
So just be aware of that going into your hunt, at least. You know that it may not be
It'll be worth it.
one
I
that you
gotta
can
get that birthday mark
breed or
because the
whatever.
DLC comes out on my birthday this year.
That's right.
So I
Birthday
gotta
mark, shiny Blood Moon Ursaluna. You
and
have to.
oh, I forgot to
Oh,
reveal the drapes.
go
One
ahead.
second.
Go ahead.
Watch
Do
this.
your thing.
TV magic. And I got
Aha.
Ursulina right here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I've been playing so much with Fetty Compost team that I really don't know if I'll be changing it up with the bear too much because you have to choose one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Think
I
of
think
it
it's
kind
gonna
of
be the
weird
same.
too. It's kind of got like an Urshifu thing going, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where you can only choose one form.
Yeah. Yeah. No, same as like the regional variants, like Hisuian Zoroark and Zoroark. You can only have one on a team,
Hmm.
etc. So it's confirmed a regional variant of Ursaluna, right? Regional to the DLC Teal Mask. And yeah, I'm stoked. That thing's so cool. Outside of the DLC, because we will be definitely returning to that soon,
Hmm.
we have more upcoming events and or current events ongoing right now. We have the Mighty Mewtwo Showdown Terra event raid that started on the 1st of September and will continue through to the 17th of September. This is an extremely difficult 7-star Terra raid. Extremely
See it done.
difficult.
If you have the bug Mew with the Swords Dance, Leech Life, Struggle Bug, and then everybody has the right coverage move for the different statuses and things that go on during the event.
It's not
You just kind
impossible.
of
It just is specific, right?
I don't know. I like it. It's kind of
Me too.
nostalgic. It really does make me think back to the year 1999.
Now, I love that they made it difficult, honestly. Like, I'm excited that it's a really hard raid because most of the 7-star Terra raids haven't necessarily been that difficult. You know, I think the Greninja was a tough one because it had coverage for everything that could hit it for super effective.
Yeah.
But like that one, and then I think Inteleon was tough because it always crit. But if you
Yeah.
brought a shell armor in, you just deleted it. It couldn't hurt you enough. And so like,
Hmm.
yeah. I love how they made this one tough though, because Mewtwo is definitely the OGest strongmon of strongmons. And if he
Hmm.
ain't strong, this world ain't Pokemon. Right?
Imagine a Paradox Mewtwo where we get a past form and a future form.
Okay. I'm down. Paradox Mewtwo, let's go.
Or
Oh
maybe a
man.
Paradox Mew and a Paradox Mewtwo next.
both Paradox Mew and Paradox Mewtwo. Would it be future Mewtwo and past Mew?
Yes.
Yo. There we go. Ancient Mew looks more like Mewtwo, and future Mewtwo looks more like Mew.
And all they have to do is make Mewtwo base 140 speed and change nothing else.
Oh my god, legit though. And it'll be the strongest mon they've ever made.
They have base 150s out there that can take it on in speed.
This is true, but Mewtwo does have a bit more bulk than most of.
This is also a big fact about Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's surprisingly bulky.
My Mightiest Mark Mewtwo will be running a critical lens.
Scope lens.
So that way,
nice.
Yeah, scope lens, just to make it feel extra Gen 1, because Mewtwo had one of the highest crit rates in the game back then.
Yeah, because it was based on speed.
Honestly, it really, like, if they gave it like super luck,
oh god,
that would make it feel like, honestly, like exactly like it felt like in Gen 1, in my opinion. It would be so, or Serene Grace. Even.
It would be too strong though, I think. Serene Grace Mewtwo would be busted though.
It's a restricted slot. I think it really deserves it.
With Ice Beam and Blizzard access? Can you imagine Serene Grace Blizzards next to like an Alolan Ninetales or an Abomasnow or anything with
Serene Grace
snow?
Thunder? Serene Grace
60% chance to paralyze with a 110 base damage. What the hell? No. Please.
Yeah.
Spare my competitive soul a Mewtwo that hurts that much.
Either way, Togekiss is coming back to the game soon too. Speaking of Serene Grace.
True. Yeah, Togekiss is coming back on the subject of oh man. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, if Togekiss is in your game, that means that person is not your friend.
Well, I guess we won't be friends for much longer.
No, because we're both using Togekiss.
Yeah, I will absolutely be shiny hunting a Togekiss very, very quickly in Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, I already got mine. I've had mine since I was a kid.
I got back.
But I named mine Dio.
I could go back to Sword and Shield and pull mine out from there. But, yeah, I don't know. Just don't feel like I need to. Honestly, I'll just breed a new one on Scarlet and Violet. I have 5-stat perfect Ditto with 0 attack IV Masuda, so it's pretty easy to do now.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have a Ditto catalog before this game started, you're definitely set now.
But I didn't
after
have
the
a
last Ditto
one.
Oh, see, I got a couple of Masudas.
Now I have like the 3 perfect Masuda Dittos. I have a 0 attack, 5-stat perfect, a 0 speed, 5-stat perfect, and a 6-stat perfect from that Ditto event. All Masuda. So now I'm like, cool, nice. Now I'm perfectly set. Scarlet Violet breeding, let's go. I bred a shiny Farigiraf, or Girafarig, I mean, the other day. 0 attack. Egg number 27.
Nice.
Like, okay, I'll take it. Thanks.
My best shiny breeding event that I've had was egg number 4, shiny Magikarp.
Egg number 3, I got shiny Pawmi in like week 3 of Scarlet Violet. One of my first breeding attempts.
Pawmi was actually my best Wildcat shiny. I got the Drowsy mark on it.
Oh, nice.
Or not the Drowsy mark. I think it's the Grumpy. No, it's the Grumpy mark. That's right.
Yeah, one of the mood marks. I love the mood marks. They're so great.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's really cool because it's like red, so it's like a really beat red one.
I think I have the same mark on my shiny Kingambit on one of them. Kingambit the Moody. Yeah. Terra Mew is huge in taking out Mewtwo. If you don't have Terra Bug Mew, go use the Mew code, get your Mew with the O being a 0, get your free Mew through the mystery gift, and raise it up with Bug Terra, Leech Life, Sword Stance, and Struggle Bug. And then filler move being reflect or light screen or electric / misty terrain to counter Mewtwo's rest. Because when shield goes down, he uses rest and he's holding a Chesto Berry. Don't let that happen. That really sucks. And otherwise, reflect and light screen are huge. And then Life Dew is a really good filler move as well to help keep the team alive. So that's kind of the strat that people have been running with, and it works fairly well. Do that, practice it out, get a team of 3 or 4 people if you can, and you'll pull it off. If you need to find people to do it with, join our Discord in the link down below and let us know. And we can help you out. Yeah!
Yeah, Lindsay and I both got our Mews all taken care of.
Yep. I got 2 Mews. I have both games. So I have a Mew on both, ready to raid, so I can fill 2 slots as needed.
Nice.
Works out pretty well. Next in events, we have the Harvest Moon Festival upcoming at the end of this month, September 29th through October 1st. That is the first mass outbreak event in Scarlet and Violet, with the new Teal Mask DLC coming out next week. Mass outbreaks will be joining us in Scarlet and Violet as well.
Nice.
And so we will have mass outbreak events for Clefairy making its debut, I believe, through the event or through the DLC.
Oh,
One of the two.
Clefairy, no. Why?
Yep, it's coming back. Friend Guard Follow Me is back in action. I don't think it's going to be as oppressive, though, without Dynamax. You know, I feel like Dynamax was a huge factor to making Clefairy good last gen.
I think it's still going to be good.
I mean, it is. It just won't be 50% of teams, almost like last gen it was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I think that's what we're going to get, thankfully, with Terra.
Reasons I stopped playing Sword and Shield competitively.
Understandable, though. Like, Clefairy domination was huge. I mean, Togekiss was absurdly good. Follow Me, Dazzling Gleam, Air Slash, Protect.
Mm-hmm.
And Dynamax, and the thing can just scope lens crit through everything.
Yep.
Pretty rough there. But yeah, DLC comes out next week. Looking forward to that. I believe it comes out Wednesday, right? Technically.
Mm-hmm.
Which Wednesday is the 13th.
13th.
And because of that, it will be dropping at, I believe, like 5 p.m. Pacific time?
I think so.
The day before? So Tuesday
maybe.
evening, it will be dropping here. The release time has actually also been officially revealed through a Japanese tweet that I saw translated. And so they're going to be releasing it morning in Japan on the 13th, which is assumed around 9 to 10 a.m., which is like 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific time and about 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Mm-hmm. So that's really awesome. We get it on the 12th, Tuesday night, so you can get through your DLC and find Bloodmurn Ursaluna and prepare yourself for your birthday hunt and just go super hard the entire 24 hours of birthday.
That's true.
It's perfect.
I'll probably just finish the DLC the day before and then go for the Ursaluna on my birthday.
Exactly. Yeah, just power through DLC in the like 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, 5 to midnight. Yep. 7 hours. That's plenty of time to beat a DLC. Pokemon?
I
Absolutely.
think
so. Pokemon Go has a couple of events that have happened and or are upcoming. The Charmander Community Day event happened not too long ago on September 5th, if I remember correctly. That was wild. I was at the zoo when that happened and got like 17 shiny Charmanders out of it, which is my biggest haul of any community day so far. So that was pretty cool. Oddish Research Day is coming up on September 17th, and the next community day is now released as Grubbin on September 23rd. And then we got tournaments. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh tournaments. So Pittsburgh is actually happening right now, as we're recording.
Yeah, we had to take a break from watching.
Yeah, they're probably in what, like round 5, round 6 right now.
There's
Actually, they're
pretty far
probably on
into it.
lunch break right now. They probably, they did lunch break probably not too long ago, or are about to.
Or getting back to it.
Yeah. So they're probably around round 5.
Justin Tang is going to be on stream soon, so
Oh, nice.
I'll definitely need to catch up on that.
Did he tweet about that, or?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Nice. Sweet. Definitely gonna have to go watch that match once we are done here. That's gonna be exciting. Before recording though, we got through the first match, which was wild, and we'll get into that in a sec. Did you take a look at the top 12 usage?
Yes.
Chart?
And
because I love
am
that.
so glad that it's so much different than Worlds.
Right. I mean, one thing is still exactly the same, but that hasn't changed since what, Regulation B?
Nope.
So like, it's not changing anytime soon. It's not changing anytime soon. Letterman number 1, as always. It's going to be all of the rest of this generation probably, until maybe we get into restricted mons. Then a new restricted mon might take over, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Letterman number 1. 59% usage. Urshifu Rapid coming in number 2 though. Urshifu taking over Iron Hands again. It's kind of just between those two fighting types, I feel like. Chien-Pao, Tornadus, and Landorus Therian rounding out the top 6. And the bottom 6 being Rillaboom, Amoonguss, Heatran, Goldengo, Hisuian, Arcanine, and Dark Urshifu making his way into the top 12 for the first time this season, or this generation.
Honestly, I think that we're just seeing a lot of innovation on how people are running these Pokemon. They're just trying to go for more like optimized sets rather than trying to play for the speed control more or less nowadays, which is kind of a trend from after Worlds.
I kind of have to agree.
Yeah. So speed control is kind of getting to the point where it's, I mean, slightly overrated. I mean, Ursaluna is not on this list anymore. We only get the Tornadus for this, and the Fluttermane for the speed control in this top usage.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then we get Fake Out Pressure, Sleep Pressure, and then Intimidate for the rest of everything else that's in there.
Pretty much.
And
then just the heavy hitters.
Arcanine. Yeah, and Dragonite's not on here.
No. Goodbye, so priority.
So maybe I was right really early on in my season when I was playing that Articuno team with Chien-Pao Arcanine on it.
That Hisuian Arcanine combo was devastating that you had on that team. Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, I had to run like 4 ice types, but it worked out really well with Arcanine on it because it was so maybe I might revisit that team at some point, but right now I'm sticking to Fetty Campos Ursaluna team.
It's a strong team. It really is. And I mean, I love that Hisuian Arcanine has actually made its way into the top 12. I honestly didn't think I'd see this day.
Yeah.
At an official event that Hisuian Arcanine rises high enough to overshadow regular Arcanine for one thing, and overshadow a lot of other really strong competitive Pokemon in this generation. You know, there's a lot of good options to be in exactly that same 11th slot that aren't there anymore. Iron Bundle, I mean, there's multiple Paradox Pokemon that could be there that aren't anymore. Cantonian Arcanine has a better defensive typing most of the time. Yeah. Pretty wild. I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Now that first match.
Yeah, that first match was kind of crazy. Terra Fairy Heatran.
Yeah. I was giving my cats treats when he terastallized the Heatran, and I'm over washing the bowls, and I'm like, oh, cool, he's Terra Grass Heatran. What do you know there? I come back and I sit back down. Wait, Terra Fairy. Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Finally, something different.
What a wombo combo of different kinds of offensive pressure with that Terra type, though.
No kidding.
Giving like essentially like a fairy type with steel and fire coverage is pretty huge.
It actually is, I think, though. Yeah. Well, it was Steel, Fire, and Ground, too. There was Life Orb with Heat Wave. That Earth Power came in handy.
That Earth Power was really strong, too.
Yeah.
I think this was an AV set, wasn't it? Or was it
his Heatran?
I can't remember. Yeah, what was this?
Life Orb.
Oh, yeah.
Chuppo was running a bulky Life Orb.
Bulky Life Orb
is what it seemed
so
like.
A hybrid one. That's
from the spreads.
That's pretty good.
You know, from the damage it was doing, it seemed like it was a kind of bulky Life Orb, using Life Orb to make up for the lack of full special attack investment kind of thing.
That's a good way to go. Kind of give it, rely on its natural bulk rather than having to set up something else for it.
Yeah, and with grassy terrain, it pairs quite well already. So he was running the Rillaboom with it too.
Yeah, and this is where we've seen like the high ladder. Like this is exactly like what's been going on there. Just lots of relying on natural bulk and things like that, and investing into different matchups properly.
Yeah,
which is a sign of a good, healthy metagame.
Exactly. Sort of. That was pretty much exactly what I was gonna say. This meta is controlling itself really well. You know.
Yeah, it's surprisingly. I think the fact that Fluttermane is still number one shows that Urshifu isn't ruining the game.
For one thing, yeah. There's at least enough counterplay to it. And you know, Iron Hinge is like 1% behind Urshifu.
And Urshifu being at making it finally on the top charts instead of Ursaluna. That's kind of wild too.
One punch.
Yeah, one punch.
One punch, Urshifu. Yeah. It's pretty cool to see him showing up in the top 12, honestly. Been missing for all of Reg 9, or Reg D, so far, Reg 9.
He made top 4 in Worlds.
Dark Urshifu did?
Yeah, Fetty Compo's team.
No, not in that manner. I mean, on usage stats.
Sorry. Oh, usage stats, yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't made it onto usage stats. Yeah.
It's
definitely good. Yeah, exactly. I think, honestly, that team is actually part of the reason why it's seeing higher usage.
I think so, too.
It's a very well-built team.
I've talked to Fetty Compo about his team a bit in his streams. He's really nice, and I wish I spoke better Italian to better like keep up with him sometimes.
That's fair.
Especially to be able to keep up with the chat, because it seems like he's got a really good crowd of people around him. So shout out to him. But he was saying that like it really doesn't get any better in using Ursaluna or Urshifu really with this team.
I believe it, honestly. Like that team is very solid.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because I've been wanting to run both of those bears. Single strike Urshifu is my favorite Urshifu.
You were one of the one punchers. I was one of the 3 punchers.
No, I was one.
Rapid strike.
I was a sucker puncher.
Yeah. When Urshifu released originally, I just by default preferred the water Urshifu based off of what it did. And kind of stuck with it all the way through. From there, it's still doing really well, so can't complain, that's for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like that Iron Bundle on Chuppa's team honestly was the most important piece of his entire team.
Yeah, and as soon as he started using that team on stream, I was playing Showdown in the background. And then all of a sudden I saw nothing but Chippa Cross's 6. And everybody was playing Bundle again. And I was like, gosh darn it, why am I even bothering using Booster Energy Fluttermane right now?
Yeah, booster bundle always beats the booster flutter. That's the downside.
Yeah.
But if you know it always beats it, you just plan to that. You know, you stick to that
Oh yeah.
expectation and go from there.
I just start pivoting into a trick room mode.
Exactly. That's kind of where Fluttermane is actually a great counter to bundle because it can also have Trick Room.
Yep.
Which is a really fun counter there. But yeah, kudos to Chupacross winning the first streamed match 2-0 against Paul Chua, the number 1 and the number 2 from last year's 2023 competitive season.
And shout out to Justin Tang for being number 1 in CP in North America right now.
Is he really? Oh my gosh.
He won the PC yesterday. So he's got I think 60 or something like that already.
Well, good for him. Good for him. Congrats, Justin.
So maybe he can keep up a number 1 streak this season.
That would be wild. Root for it. Go, Justin, go.
I'm rooting for it. Go, Justin.
That would be cool. But on tournament discussion, you had a fun tournament earlier this week as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I played in Meldy, who's a Twitch streamer. I played in his first tournament that he hosted.
Nice.
It was best of 1 Swiss with a, I think it was an 18 top cut. But I went, I only had 1 loss in my Swiss rounds. And that was
top cut by the looks of it.
Yeah, top 16 cut. I was a little confused why I was top 16. I thought that was a little bit big, but I didn't mind because I was like, I'm already staying up late for the tournament in a way.
Why not, right?
Yeah. So, and I ended up making it to finals, and I found myself into a really tough matchup for my team with somebody who was more familiar with the matchups than I was, I think. In the end, it went to game 3 though. I was able to get him in game 2.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a really tough one. It didn't get streamed, unfortunately, because in my prior round I faced against Julian again. He was my only loss in best of 1 Swiss.
Nice.
But I got him. I got him with some hacks, honestly. That sealed the deal for me. I think that one was that one 2-0 or was that one?
Which round was that?
What my
Swiss?
No,
or
it was
the rematch.
The rematch in Top Cut.
It doesn't specify 2-0 on Limitless, at least not from what I can access. So.
I think
it just says win versus loss.
I think that one was a 2-1 victory for me.
Yeah. But tell us about the team. Tell us about what team you brought.
So I brought Fetty Compo's team, except for with one difference, and that was Terra Fairy Cresselia. And that's because I've been slacking on getting my water Terra Crystals or Terra Shards. And honestly, I like having a little bit better of a Dark Urshifu matchup.
Sure. Can come in handy.
And but honestly, I really need to, before the next tournament, I use it and I need to switch it up to water.
Yeah, that's fair.
Water just gives it a better matchup into Heatran, Golden Go, Arcanine. Like, it's so good. The only problem it has really is just like Rillaboom things.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's understandable though. I mean, Terra Water versus Rillaboom is never a good decision. But for those who may not know Fetty Compo's team, go over the rest of the Pokemon on the team for us.
So what else is there? The Pokemon on the team, it's Ursaluna, Cresselia, Dragonite, Fluttermane, and Iron Hands and Dark Urshifu. Dark Urshifu's got Focus Sash, it's got AV Hands, Booster Energy, Flutter Mane, and Guts, Guts, Flame Orb, Safety Goggles, Cresselia, and what was my last Pokemon?
The Dragonite.
Dragonite's got Choice Band and Inner Focus and Terra Flying, which is honestly was a big carry along the way. It goes so hard into so much of the meta right now. If I'm able to force enough pressure into turn one lead, I can almost always make sure I can punish having like an Urshifu in the back.
Nice.
And if they try and do fake out pressure or something like that, or they're trying to think I'm going to go, I really want to stop the Trick Room matchup with Ursaluna, I was able to just go hard into Flutter Mane and Dragonite and just Icy Wind, Terra Blast, flying anything, and just pick up any KO basically. There was only a couple KOs. There was one Terra Poison Rillaboom that I Terra Blasted into turn one. We both Terra turn one, and I didn't think he was. I had the coverage with the Stomping Tantrum, but I didn't think he would go for it.
Understand.
And then I figured that maybe Stomping Tantrum wasn't a very good pick for that particular thing. So I was hoping that Terra Blast would pick up the KO.
Yeah.
No, and that ended up biting me. I think that match was finals, wasn't it? What was the guy who beat me? I can't remember his team right off the top of my head.
Arctar, he was using Tornadus, Chiyu, Fluttermane, Goldengo, Rapid Strike, Urshifu, and Brambleghast.
Oh yeah, I've lost to this team so many times.
Chiyu, Flutter, Goldengo, and Brambleghast, huh?
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen it much.
And it's just because the team is just so just forces a lot of different types of targeting and pivots and reads to call
Gotcha.
for my matchups in the end.
Yeah, with your team that's a bit more defensive trick room a bit generally. I can definitely see that.
It's got the Iron Hands and Cresselia mode to it for sure.
Yeah, how did that match go for your finals? Do you remember how that went and like turn by turn how things kind of played out at all? Or
game one, I got called out pretty hard in my lead. I thought I was gonna get him, but honestly, it seemed like a little bit like this guy had seen my matches on stream.
That's possible. Definitely possible.
But it seemed like he knew what I was going to be doing against his team, or like what I had to go into, and then I tried making an innovation in it in game two that ended up giving me the win.
Nice.
And then game three was just a really tough one. I went back to game one strategy, figuring I could get it back. But it was, but it was just Ursaluna went down too early.
Yeah, if you're relying on the Ursaluna, it makes a big difference in that, game setup where it's what kind of clears your way through. And just glancing at his team, yeah, I definitely can see how that's kind of your key player in that matchup. He hits everything.
Yeah, and
really
a big part of it was and the Terra type on Cresselia didn't matter even if it was water in the end, because I just wasn't able to get the Trick Room up, I think, in game three. That was the biggest problem. I tried to get it up and Cresselia went down too.
Yeah, that'll do it. When you have to rely on the Trick Room, it definitely gets tough. Yeah. But even so, you came in second.
It's not that I necessarily relied on the Trick Room, it's just that that's my favorite mode of the team.
True.
So I tried playing what I knew best.
I just mean in that moment when you're relying on the Trick Room in that turn kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, well done, though. Like, second place. And this tournament had how many people? 40 something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
41. Yeah. 41 players, which is actually pretty decent for right now in tournaments. That's a really solid turnout. So kudos, my friend. Well done.
Yeah, and so far in the tournaments I've been able to follow through all the way in, and not have to stop partway through, had to drop from to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
I have been going either, even in then, I've been going either even or positive now.
Heck yeah,
So
well done.
definitely on a positive trend on consistency in the last bit of the summer.
You're doing a lot better than I am right now. I've been kind of
And I'm 1400s in
playing
Showdown too, just chilling there too, casually on the side too.
Yeah, I can't get into Showdown enough to actually make a rating on there, but that's just a me problem with how Showdown displays stuff. I can't parse that information well enough. But I haven't been battling enough on Cartridge. I've kind of been taking a break for Regulation D's ending season, especially with DLC coming up very soon. I am just really looking at DLC, theory crafting some DLC teams. I'm looking forward to obnoxious best of one strategies like Diplin with Heatran and maybe Ting Lu and Paris Trap. Sand Tomb and Magma Storm.
I'm looking at Diplin and Didi and Chiyu.
Yeah, Diplin and Chiyu is going to be an incredible combination.
And Fluttermane.
Flutter doesn't even have any moves that really need Diplin. Can Flutter learn Thunder, though?
Fluttermane is strictly there to pair with the Chiyu.
Yeah. It's there because it's good damage.
Fluttermane, I don't think it's Thunder.
It does get T-Bolt, but if it doesn't get Thunder, then it doesn't really need Diplin anyway. But that's okay. Not every Pokemon on a team with Diplin should actually rely on Diplin. That's bad team building. Don't make an entire team rely on one Pokemon.
Listen to me. Fluttermane Chiyu is still good.
Fluttermane Chiyu is phenomenal. Fluttermane Chiyu is what I am currently considering bringing with me again in Sacramento. Obviously, that's going to heavily depend on what comes in the next week or two on DLC and how teams get built from there. But yeah, I'm looking at a very standard team for me right now. It's so stereotypical Lindsay.
I don't know. All I'm saying is consider Terra Steel Diplin.
Terra Steel Diplin. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm considering a lot of the new Pokemon. It's really hard to consider them competitively in team building unless you have all of the information of what they can learn.
Yeah, that's true.
Not knowing what moves Diplin gets outside of knowing it gets Super Sweet Syrup kind of makes it harder to plan for. I mean, obviously its ability is fantastic and you can use that, but what else can it do?
Yeah.
At least be able to subseed. What other strats can it execute while it's on the field? At least. What other support does it have?
Yeah, we'll have to see.
So yeah, hopefully we get some good information on that very soon, though. I mean, obviously we're less than a week out from DLC. We're like, 3-4 days? It releases the day after this podcast goes live. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. Are you excited?
I'm pretty happy.
You don't seem excited, but you do seem happy.
I'm tired.
You're pleased, You're pleased that it's finally coming. That's what it feels like for me.
Yeah, I'm turning a number age.
What?
27.
Oh, that's fine. You're not hitting a big 3-0 yet. You're fine.
That's true.
You're not hitting 3-0 or 40 or whatever yet. You're fine. You're still in the 20s. You still have a couple years left in the 20s.
True.
Take advantage of that. I'm in my last one. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it for our coverage for today. Did you have any shout outs or anything else you wanted to bring up while we're here?
No, I think I'm good.
Casual reminder to everybody as well, we are going to be hosting a draft league soon. Starting up, I believe, the week after DLC, right? More or less.
Yes. Join the Discord, do the reaction roll, go to the polls channel and react to that message. Sometime after this episode goes live on Monday, I'll be getting more details out to you guys.
And so, join our Discord, check things out. We're starting that draft league up, and we will let you guys know as well on the podcast when it's open officially. So, thank you very much, everybody, for coming in and checking us out. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed what we discussed today. And that's going to be it from the Pacific Pokemon Podcast. Have a good one, folks. See you next time.
Bye.